Hey, what's up, Life Without Pants with another Path of Exile video, and in today's video we did the first science of the league, and I wanted to test out the new Harbinger nodes, or at least the new Scarab rather, and in the past I had done this video on how much is a Harbinger worth. There's going to be a link to that in the description below, and I was using all the types of Harbinger Scarabs, but one of them was the Harbinger Scarabs of the Shards that Harbingers drop are more rare versions of those things. So, you know, you saw some people getting mirror shard explosions in Necropolis League. And also this node here, Unspeakable Offensive, currency shards dropped by Harbingers in your maps can drop as currency items instead. Now, there's no percent chance on that. It's difficult to say how much it is. In one of the tests, though, that I was running, I got 2 full conversions into fracturing orbs. But let's start off with what we ran the first set. So this is the atlas that we were using for both tests. I put that in the description below as well, so you can check it out. The things I wanted to find out was how much is one Harbinger worth when you have the new Scarab, which is the Obelisk Scarab, and how much is one Harbinger worth when you don't have that and you're just stacking Harbingers. So and also there was a post on Reddit a while ago, if I just do 1000 Harbinger maps. So there's this guy on Reddit who did 1000 Harbinger maps with and without Magic Find. And Magic Find doesn't affect Harbingers, but he did it anyway, he tested it anyway. But from this we can see that in the Necropolis League you would get 2,157 Ancient Orbs if you did 1,000 Harbinger maps. Now in their test they had 3,000 Harbingers from Scarabs, because they used Harbinger Scarabs, gives you 3 additional Harbingers in each map, just like this one here. And they also got 3,000 extra Harbingers from the map craft. So the Kirak map craft, that used to give 3, it now gives 2, but it's gone down in price now. And they got 1,300 from the tree, and that's because you get guaranteed 1 from the tree, and then 30% chance to have an additional Harbinger in your map as well from the other nodes. So they had 7,300 Harbingers in total, and that's how they got this many Ancient Orbs. The loot filter, I can't remember if they were picking up shards or anything, but basically I compared, this is what I did. So we were using Strand, we were chiseling, alking, and varling. We were using the Kirak map craft. We were using a Harbinger Scarab of Warhordes, which is this one here. So the currency dropped by Harbingers is duplicated. And then the Scarab of Regency, which is the chance for the Harbingers to be replaced by a powerful Harbinger boss. And then the Scarab of Obelisks. And then in the second test, so this I did 50 maps this way, we got 708,000 gold, which is a fair amount. It cost 52 chaos per map, and the profit, I think, it's not good to talk about profit per map on this really with jackpot items involved like the fracturing orbs, but we got 95 profit per map. So it's a fair amount of money, honestly. You're making really good money. I think I probably got enough to buy a headhunter now. But so the first test I did was I would put the map in here, and then I would put in these 3, so the Scarab of Warhordes, the Obelisk Scarab, and the Scarab of Regency, and then I would put in 2 of these. So this would give a total of, and then we take the Harbinger Mapcraft, so it gives us total 9 with a 30% chance to have 1 additional in the area from the map tree. And yeah, so this gives us a bunch of Harbingers. Now in the second test, I did exactly the same thing, but I didn't use the Obelisk Scarab here. So we were just using the currency shards areas are duplicated, and just using the Scarab of Regency to get the boss, and then we were doing 3 like this, so because you can have 4 of these regular Harbinger Scarabs, and then taking the Mapcraft as well, and that would give us 12 in each map, plus the 30% chance to have an additional Harbinger just from the map. And I got the results here, so I've actually, we can look in the stash tab. So this is, I didn't bother sorting this one, but I did sort the other one, but I didn't bother sorting this one because I sorted the other one because it took so goddamn long. So the second set, this is the with multiple harbingers. This is 12 harbingers per map. It kind of looks like a similar amount of loot until you take into fact that this is also part of the second set as well. So we actually ran out of space from all the stuff we got in the second set. In the first set, it was just one quad tab, really easy. We got 2.5 fracturing orbs in the first set, and 2 and almost 3 in the second. Now you need a much bigger sample size than 50 maps, or however many, like 665 harbingers. You need a much bigger sample size to determine fracturing orb drop rates. But these 2 fracturing orbs that I got, the things I noticed about fracturing orbs or fracturing shards when they drop from harbingers in these maps, is they always dropped in between 1 and I think it was 4 shards. So sometimes you get 2 shards, sometimes you get 8. These both dropped as full orbs in the second set, and that's from that map node here. Currency shards drop by harbingers, and your maps can drop as currency items instead. And so that means that the doubling from the scarab happens, and it's coupled together, and then it's an attempt at a convert, or rather the conversion is made, and if it drops as a full orb, then it doesn't double it. So that means that I think this was around map 7, and this was around map 35. So when I got a fracturing orb, I got no additional fracturing shards. So if it was doing both things separately, like the doubling and the conversion to a full orb, then you would expect it to be 1 fracturing orb and some shards as well, but it wasn't like that. So that happened twice, and then we got a number of shards from different maps. In the first test where we had the obelisks, it was much more frequent. I mean, it felt like we were getting, well, it's what's that? That's actually 50 shards. So it was 1 per map on average, and it's over a fairly decent sample size. So it's 1 on average with that with the setup for the first map, or the first tests rather. Now the amount of items that you get, I think, is very different here, and we can go and look at this here. This is our. I'm using POE Exchange, which is a really, really good site. You should definitely consider using this if you're going to list items. You can do, bulk listings, bulk sellings, and you can. It's really, really decent. There's a really good crouching tuna video on it. I'll link that as well in the description, and you can take a look at it. POE Exchange, fantastic. I think it's from Maxroll, but it's a really, really decent way of looking at stuff in stash tabs. And from this, we can see we've got 140 orb of annulment in the first set and 124 ancient orbs, and that's annuls and ancient orbs are things that can only drop from harbingers. And I pick up every single shard from annuls and ancient orbs. I think I'm gonna stop picking up every single shard from horizon orbs because, oh my god, my poor old man fingers. And in the second set, we got 117 orbs of annulment and 123 ancient orbs. So the ancient orbs, really not that affected, but the annuls really do seem to be. And I think this might be maybe the obelisks are creating more rare, or they have a similar kind of function to the previous scarab. But it just doesn't say that it's doing that. And again, we got all of the fracturing orb and fracturing shard drops we got here in the first set. These were all individual drops. So it was 2 shards, or 3 and 3, or 1 and 1, and 2 and so on and so forth. And in the second set, I mean, we dropped these 2 orbs. There were conversions, but we only got 18 outside of that, and that's it's half the amount. So I think a larger test is definitely in order. I'm going on vacation tomorrow, so I'm not going to be able to do that. But looking at just the number of strand maps as well, so we get 40 strand maps and 14 fortress maps here, and then in this one we get 8 fortress maps and 32 strand maps. So I think this is kind of what I expect, is that the number of Harbingers directly affects the number of map drops, because Harbingers drop a ton of maps. I wasn't running singular focus on this. I think I would next time. If you wanted to maximize the profit gain from this, then I would run this on City Square, and I would run it with Eater of Worlds influence, because then you get the altars, because those Ickers are worth a ton of money. But yeah, this was a really interesting test for us to start off with, because it appears as if the obelisks actually are having an effect. When you kill them, they just drop like a couple of chaos shards, and it doesn't feel like there's anything going on there. But when you do this, then when you log everything, then you see that actually maybe this is doing something. But I think we definitely need a bigger test for this. I also I scried over a map, the Spark and the Flame from Atoll. So if I look on my atlas, I've got Atoll going over to Strand here. I was just hanging around in Atoll, and I managed to pick up, I think it was, I found the Nameless Seer in Atoll, and I thought, I'm going to do this science anyway. So I'm going to put it in Strand, because these give you the Beric's Respite ring, which is part of the taming recipe. So we got 3 in the first one, and then we got 5 in the second. So it seems like just the sheer number of, obviously there's more Harbingers, there's more Beyond as well in these maps, and it feels like that's probably something that's going on there. We got the Nameless Seer 3 times in 100 maps. And we got, I think, 5 Reflecting Mists. I kept we got 4 reflected mirrored pieces here, and then I think we had 1 here. It's 82 Chaos Rares, not too bad. So as far as big drops go, there wasn't really much, to be honest. I think I got a Valdos in each one, in both, and 2 Divine drops in the second set and 1 in the first. So I think in the future I'm going to do this with singular focus, because then we're going to get a lot of those map drops are going to be converted into currency items, and that means more divines. Anyway, this was, if you have any comments or questions, please chuck them in the comments down below. I'm going to reply to all of them. This was a super interesting first science thing for me, and I think we're definitely going to investigate Harbinger a bunch more. And this Scarab of Obelisks is 1C. So I think I might stock up on a lot of these, to be honest. I think I'm definitely going to do sort of maybe a test of 500 of these maps, both ways, to figure out what's going on. But first we need to farm some currency, maybe get a Mage Blood, or probably a Headhunter. But anyway, that's it from me. I hope you had a great time. I hope this was informative for you and you learned something. And with that, I hope you're kind to everyone you meet. I love you all very much. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.